Hello and welcome back to the channel, the Season 2 Mexican Grand Prix. Qualifying is about to get underway at this high-speed racetrack. Got some high-speed S's in the middle sector and that massive long straight. We do have upgrades to the car. We've got a lighter engine cover, which will help with handling, and some updates to the engine side of things. So, expecting a little bit more power down the straights, which is what we're going to need here. So we skip to our best lap in qualifying as we come through the stadium section, just warming up. A little bit of a mistake taking out the bollard there, but nothing too major as we come through Perotada to begin what is our best lap in qualifying. Pretty solid track for us. I go pretty well here, heavy braking, nice sweeping corners. We went really well last season. So hopefully we can do the same here as we approach the first heavy braking area of the lap, followed by a tight technical chicane.
30 seconds left.
Big slap of oversteer. So what was green is now red as we approach the second chicane. Brake at the 100-meter board, get it turned in. Bit of a lock up. This is where the first lap went awry, which is why we are down in P11 at the moment. This McLaren chassis for some reason really doesn't like the slow speed corners, those tight technical sections we just went through, but loves these high speed, almost flat out S's as we come through into the final sector, which is again is tight and technical. Bit of a mistake there, run quite wide, lost a little bit of time but not too much as we come through the stadium and now through Perotada to complete our qualifying lap. And as we cross the line, let's see where that puts us. So turning our attention to the Grand Prix itself, the race where the points are dished out. A nice 21.6 degrees, nice and warm, not too hot. Tyres should fare quite nicely here. I'm expecting a one-stop strategy. If we can keep the tyres alive. So, as I was saying in qualifying, one very long straight, followed by a number of high-speed corners and some technical chicanes. 2 DRS zones. The start is crucial, as we saw from Season 1. We dropped a number of positions off the start, which mean we had to come back through the pack and do a lot of overtaking. Quick recap of the championship. Verstappen trails us by 11 points due to the events at Suzuka. So hopefully we can build on that and put some momentum together and pull away. But Max on pole position here, it's going to be a tough one. As you can see, we line up 5th place on the grid.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
We were originally 6th, but I think Ricardo had a penalty. Elevates us up to 5th. And here is the grid: Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Butler, ourselves and Bottas. Leclerc starting P10, interesting to see how the Racing Point can pull through. And there is Giovinazzi and Ricciardo with penalties at the back of the grid.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
So good news there, no rain. Just need to keep a nice steady race. Try and pull our way through the field as the cars return from the formation lap. Hopefully Lando Norris, starting on the front row, can do something and get in front of that Red Bull off the start and do us a favour. 5 red lights here in Mexico. And we're away. Everyone's got a nice start. We've got a bit of a kick of oversteer there. Someone's lost part of their front wing in the mid-pack. Like Norris is alongside Verstappen down towards the heavy braking zone. 4 cars abreast. Here we go. And that's a McLaren. That's ourselves going down the inside there. Heavy braking. Massive lockup. Make contact with Butler. Looks like Butler's got a little bit of damage off of that. Surprised we didn't pick up a penalty for that move. But we get away with it up into 4th place. It's Hamilton now to the outside of Verstappen. Both cars side by side on this opening lap. Verstappen needs to keep it safe for the championship really, and obviously Hamilton's got nothing really to lose here. Still holding it to the outside, a little bit of contact there between the two superstar drivers. And luckily for Verstappen, he stays ahead. Now we've got a bit of a run on Lewis, all over the back of the Mercedes. So we cut to the inside on the approach to the stadium. There's no contact, luckily Lewis gives up the position early enough for us not to make contact. We take out another bollard through the final sector. So from 5th to 3rd, not a bad start. Hopefully we can start to make inroads as we catch up to the back of Max Verstappen on the 2nd lap. Really close to the back of the Red Bull, but see, we lose just a little bit of time through that final sector, and that's going to be something that keeps hitting home in this Grand Prix. But we set fastest lap.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
And that's what we need to keep doing, is to keep pace with Verstappen, or go a little bit faster than Verstappen without DRS around the outside, and that's 2nd place. Way before the braking zone. That was incredibly easy. I don't know if Max was in a lower ERS mode or something, used up too much off the start. But we will take that, and that gives us a McLaren 1-2.
Caution.
Okay, so we were all over the back of Lando Norris there, but unfortunately with the VSC we've lost a little bit of time. Now Max Verstappen, as we go back to green racing, is all over the back of our car. We're going to have to go to the outside of Lando Norris and get him in the braking zone. Lando's still up the inside, we're going to have to leave space and not cut across, but we do have the lead. Hopefully Lando can now hold up Max for a couple of laps to give us a chance to get away. Unfortunately that VSC came at exactly the wrong time, but the following lap we were able to get the move done. It's just a shame Verstappen was so close to the back of us. And that is Verstappen through past. Later on, a few laps later, we see Lando Norris battling back to retake that 2nd position and help McLaren out with a decent, strong point finish. Not quite through the Perotada, but surely down the main straight with DRS. Should get the move done.
The effects of the tyre deg are going to kick in soon. We should be alright for the time being, but you will start to find it a bit more slippery out there.
Okay, so tyres going off, lap 11. Scheduled to pit around lap 15, but we're at a massive oversteer moment through the final corner.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
I'm not sure our one-stop strategy is going to work here. A lot of cars are already starting to pit for the 2-stop. You see from the timing charts. Verstappen has already pitted, and we've decided to come in and convert to a 2-stop anyway. But we will be putting a set of the soft tyres on because of the time we've lost to Verstappen in this strategy change. And we are behind Verstappen now. We're going to need to push.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Fastest laps will help do that, obviously. So there's a little bit of a gap to Verstappen ahead, but we will chase like crazy. We have caught the back of that Red Bull. We go to the inside. It's going to be an easy move, hopefully. And again, before the braking zone, we are in front and now leading this Mexican Grand Prix.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Gap to teammate behind is 4.8 seconds.
So it's starting to pull away.
VSC deployed. The virtual
And another VSC has been deployed, and we know how much time we lose under the VSCs.
Maintain a positive delta.
Another poorly timed one, unfortunately. As we go back racing, Verstappen is right with us again. Goes to the inside. We brake around the outside and manage to outbrake the Red Bull. Defensive driving, but necessary.
Some information on Norris. They seem to have an issue.
Okay, so Lando Norris is running with some sort of problem. Looks like he'll drop out of that third place in the end as we pit for our second stop. This will be for the medium tyres as we have to run both compounds. Verstappen pitting behind us, as you can see in the back of the picture, will be on the soft tyre, so roles reversed. The Red Bull will now be quicker. Can we hold off for the remainder of the race? And as we rejoin the racetrack, Verstappen is trying to go around the outside. There's no contact, both is driving respectably, and we keep the lead of the Grand Prix. This is the following lap. And Verstappen is closer this time, and he is more or less in front then. We go very close, a little bit of contact on the second part of that chicane, but we get away with it and we still lead this Grand Prix. Looks like the Red Bull's really racy on that soft compound of tyre, as expected. Looks like they've got the addition of DRS, which is obviously going to help them. Verstappen sticking to the inside line here, but we don't move back across for the racing line, so there's going to be no overtake that lap. We need to start thinking about saving fuel as well. At some point we go defensive. That's going to push Max to the outside of the racetrack. We know you can get past on the outside. He has DRS, comes across, but turns across us and makes contact with the bargeboard side of our car.
We're leading our teammate by 24.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 7th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 20.1.
So the problems Lando's having is still with him. Currently down in 7th. That's not great. Looked like such a promising Grand Prix for our teammate. Verstappen's dropped back a little bit now. I think there's a little bit of damage to his front wing from the contact on the attempted overtake earlier on in the race. So hopefully we should just keep things together. We might be able to win this race. And this is the final lap of the race. Looks like we're going to extend our 11-point margin to something around 19 points as we come through the final corner and across the line to win the Season 2 Mexican Grand Prix.
Great job, you've done everything we wanted today.
That was a tough race. Verstappen pushed us all the way. I'm not sure where Butler ended up. I think he had damage on the first corner, which meant he had to pit, so he dropped through. He dropped back to the back of the field, and obviously Lando dropped back as well. But it was a close fought race, and that's going to help our championship charge amazingly, with only 3 rounds left to play. So once again, confirming the results, we do in fact win the Season 2 Mexican Grand Prix, took fastest lap as well, so the maximum 26 points. Verstappen second, Hamilton third, a good result for the Mercedes in the end there, but again thanks to Butler and Lando Norris's issues. Again with the championship, 19-point lead now, 9 race wins, the most of any driver by some margin. Hopefully we can hold on to that. Lando Norris down in 7th place. Not the best campaign for our teammate, but We're just glad he scored points for this Constructors' Championship. Where Red Bull still lead by 51 points, again that's going to be a tough one to overhaul. Toro Rosso still the only team not to score a point this year, so not good for them at all. So that's it for the F1 content. Thank you so much for watching. Up next is the Livery Challenge, if you want to stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.